Hey, Sister Sherry, good morning. All right, get them going. All right.
Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego diddling. We do so because the chains of oppression in our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove.
Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM, the advocacy education station. That's right. If you tuned in for the Open Eye, you know you tuned in for education. And as we always do, first introduce myself. I'm Patrice Gibbs, third eye optometrist, host of the Open Eye. All right. And as we always do, every generation, turn it down some. Every generation has its purpose. Ours is to reveal the truth and reverse the brainwashing. And that's what we do here on the Open Eye. Get my disclaimer out the way. All right.
The views and opinions expressed on Open Eye are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM, nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Yeah, I saw this brother on, and he was talking about the things that we invented. And what would the world be without us? Well, it wouldn't be much, because we pretty much invented everything. You know, it's something that some of our own scholars are apprehensive about talking about our history, because it's so glorious that people would think, you know, you're describing utopia, a place that never existed. And let me tell you something, white scholars did not attempt to hide the advancements of Kemet. Of course, we know that it's Egypt. Well, actually, it would be rather difficult to hide the vast physical evidence present throughout the region in the plethora of inscriptions on the walls and in the text. But the core of their deception was focused on misleading the masses about who the people of ancient Kemet were. And while they shot off the wide noses and crushed the full lips of many of the statues, the truth would ultimately be told. Because the deeper you dig, the blacker it gets. The original inhabitants of ancient Kemet were our people. And below are just a few of the achievements that our ancestors accomplished. Okay? Ancient Kemet from 3000 BC to 31 BC. Hey, Steve, I see you, bro. The first people to define, the Kemites, the people of Kemet, they were the first people to divide a day into 24 hours, the clock. They built the world's first monumental stone structure. They produced the world's first physician. No, it was not Hippocrates, it was Imhotep. They invented the 365-day calendar. The first civilization to create a police force. The first civilization to organize labor strikes. They invented the act of male circumcision. They created the world's first ever prosthetic body parts. They invented medical surgery, invented toothpaste. You ever seen some British, some Europeans, and some Americans from ancient times? And some of the raggedest teeth you ever wanted to see. George Washington, there's this legend that George Washington had wooden teeth. No, he didn't. A raggedy mouth rascal. He had slaves' teeth pulled to make him false teeth, to make him dentures. Son of a... The ancient chemists invented the world's first written language. They invented the world's first breath mint. They invented the barbering profession. You want a good haircut? I don't care if you black, white, or purple. You want a really good haircut? Find a good black barber. He's an artist. They invented the door lock. They probably invented that after they started letting them Greeks and Romans and crap in. Because then you had to lock the damn door. They invented eye makeup. They were the first to invent black ink for writing. See, this is something that you got to understand, especially about writing. Okay? When you have a society that has industry, that industry has to be planned and written out. They invented wigs. They invented the plow. They created the world's oldest religious text. They invented alchemy, scissors, condoms, mathematics, bowling, chess, the ramp, the lever, and geometry. Now, with Western civilization, will have you believe, Western academia will have you believe that the Greeks invented these things. The Greeks told you everything we got in Kemet, we got in Egypt. WHGE 95.3 FM, though and I. Y'all, I got a runny nose. Be back on the air in a second. All right. All right. WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye. Yes, D, getting them started. All right. Got my man coming in a second. But in the meantime, know your truth. Uncle Tom was a man who refused to beat black women. Uncle Tom was a man who refused to tell on other slaves. Uncle Tom was a man who put cotton in other slaves' bags so that they wouldn't get beat. Uncle Tom was a man who helped 100 slaves get free long before the Underground Railroad. Uncle Tom was a man that, once free, established the first laborer school for other fugitive slaves. His name, Josiah Henson. Josiah Henson was an author, abolitionist, minister. He was born into slavery in Port Tobacco, Charles County, Maryland. He escaped the Upper Canada in 1830 and founded a settlement and laborer school for other fugitive slaves at Dawn, near Dresden, in Kent County, Upper Canada, British Canada. So stop calling me sellouts, Uncle Tom. That's a compliment. It's Sambo that was the sellout. He would do anything for his slave master's approval. Don't get it mixed. I know I taught on this before, but speaking of which, let me get this here out, because I got to talk about this notorious big wench. Matter of fact, you know what? Nsoromma is in the building. He's getting set up here. Let me see. Yeah, I got this hussy right here. Notorious big wench. Yeah. Oh, she a piece of work. Yeah. Can't stand her ass. No Negro peeing big wench. Candace Owens. Candace Owens got fired by Ben Shapiro, white supremacist Ben Shapiro. And she had made a career out of caping for racist white people for years. This notorious big wench hosts a podcast for the Daily Wire, which is owned by Ben Shapiro. All right.
Hold on for a second here. There you go, Nsoromma in the building. Right back with you. Okay. Yeah, she hosted a podcast for the Daily Wire. That's the crack owned by Ben Shapiro, who is a Jew. Okay, or calls himself a Jew, whatever. And she came out against Israel in this current attack on Palestine, on the Palestinians. She stated that Black Lives Matter promoted black anarchy and labeled it a scam and said George Floyd died from a drug overdose when we all watched George Floyd murdered on the air. I mean, on video. Watched him murdered on video. This Negro peeing bid wench. Now she done got fired. And she's an avid Trump supporter. And now she done got fired for coming out against Israel. Yeah, a broken clock is right twice a day. That still don't mean that this hussy can come back just because she got her N-word wake-up call. They let her know. Stay in your place, Negro peeing bid wench. Stay in your place. Now she gonna want to come back to the black community. I'll be damned. Do not let that hussy back in. She could not come to the barbecue. She can't come to no weddings, funerals, none of that kind. I catch her at my aunt's funeral. Her funeral is next. WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye. Be right back on Nsoromma.
I wanted to get to that, you know, I like where you going. Yo, Sherry, Vaughn, what's good? Yo. Yo, we don't want her either, huh? Yo, we don't want her either. Sherry said we don't want her.
Hell no. We don't want that much. That's word. Let's get it on. WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs, joining me on the air. My partner in consciousness, Nsoromma. Good morning, bro.
Good morning, brother. Chop, 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 chop.
All right.
Hello, world.
How you doing? How you
Boom,
doing?
boom, boom. They was the boots that I
That you missed?
Yeah. Yo, what's good?
Hey, you know what today is?
No, what's the day?
January 6th.
Oh, yeah, I know it was January 6th, but what's that?
January 6th. This is the 3rd anniversary of the insurrection by white supremacists and Trump supporters on the Capitol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's word. You know, I got this from Robert Wright, journalist.
Right.
We're hanging, all right? And he gave us 5 truths Trump would like us to forget.
Okay.
All right. Now, let's just get a little reminder. Okay. 3 years ago today, the United States Capitol was attacked by thousands of armed loyalists of Donald Trump. Some of them were intent on killing members of Congress. That was their intent. All right. They should shock them fools. You come run up on the Capitol in any other country, all right? Their military would have came out and offed all of y'all.
Right. And how all the police there didn't respond. They was letting them walk into the place.
Yeah.
At one point, I'm like, you could see them just talking, saying, "Yo, go that way," and all this kind of stuff. And the police that was policing that day need to be done up too.
And you know, because if that had been Black Lives Matter or a group of black people,
they wouldn't have made it a block.
No, they'd have killed them.
They wouldn't have made it a block close to be able to do that. They wouldn't even have got that close
How about that?
to do that.
That's
Come
right.
on, man.
Roughly 140 police officers were injured in the attack. 4 people died. Capitol Police Officer Brian D. Sicknick, who participated in the response, passed away the following day. Another police officer and Washington, D.C. police officer who also responded to the attack died by suicide.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I don't want to
Sound
cold-hearted. You don't
but
damn,
sound
I ain't gonna kill myself because you effed up.
that's out.
That's out.
I ain't gonna kill myself here. You got to do me in.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna be Incredible Hulk to the end,
man. You know, that's word. And you right. It's gonna be like, man, we just can't kill this nigga.
I know.
You know. Jesus, January 6th will be remembered as one of the most shameful days in U.S. history. Yet, 3 years later, Americans remain confused and divided about the significance of what actually occurred. Here are 5 basic truths.
Okay.
The events of January 6th capped 2 months during which Donald Trump sought to reverse the outcome of the 2020 election. Mm-hmm. Just so you understand, January 6th was the day that Congress was supposed to certify the election of Joe Biden.
Swearing in and all of that.
Well, it wasn't swearing, but they were certifying the election.
Well, he never been sworn in, so is he really the president?
He been sworn. He been sworn in.
I ain't never see that.
Yeah, he been sworn in. Yeah, his inauguration happened. In the wake of the election, Trump repeatedly asserted that he won and Biden lost without any basis in fact or law. 60 federal courts, as well as Trump's own Department of Justice and Homeland Security, concluded that there was no evidence of substantial fraud. Trump summoned to the White House Republican lawmakers from Pennsylvania and Michigan to inquire about how they might alter the election results. Mm-hmm. And you know, this mess went on. He pressed the acting U.S. attorney and deputy attorney general to declare the election fraud, but they wouldn't do it. All right? Trump incited the attack on the Capitol. This is a straight up traitor. He incited the attack on the Capitol.
So what did he say?
Oh, he got up there and said, you know, I won, Biden lost, this is all a fraud. He tweeted on December 19th that there's going to be a big protest in D.C. on January 6th. Be there, because it's going to be wild. Mm-hmm. This is what he put out there. All right. On December 30th, he put out there, January 6th, see you in D.C. So he pushed the whole thing. And he told the crowd that different rules applied to them. And that's true. Different rules did apply to them. Because if they had been black people,
they'd have been killed.
They'd have been killed. I didn't go through all 5 of the actual reasons. All right.
Right.
But Trump, he led a purge of congressional Republicans who had failed to support him. He endorsed a primary challenger to, what's her name, Elizabeth Cheney, all right, who lost her re-election bid in Wyoming. All right. Trump is now running for president again. How the hell that happened? All right. And he got a wide lead on other Republican candidates seeking the nomination. That's just nuts. But that shows you how crazy, how stupid white Republicans are. And their sellout minions, such as Candace Owens, Tim Scott, and a bunch of other Negropean sellouts who cannot come to the barbecue. WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye.
Yeah. Yo, Vaughn, how you gonna back up like that? What's good? Everybody.
Yeah. Buddy, getting in there.
Right.
I see Vaughn over there bagging up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you got some invites in there?
All
right, let's get to it.
That's good.
WHGE 95.3 FM on Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma in the building.
All right. Look, let me tell you something. I like Burkina Faso and what they're doing. The country in Africa that was once headed by Thomas Sankara.
Okay.
And they got a new leader that came in after the coup. Okay. And that's his brother, President Captain Ibrahim Traore.
Right.
Now, you talk about a prescription for trouble in Burkina Faso. You had a gutsy young doctor who dared criticize President Captain Ibrahim Touré's anti-insurgent strategies. He accused him of being incapable of tackling jihadists in the country. All right? All right. Now, in a lot of African countries where, you have a leader on that level.
Right.
All right? This cat would have been offed. They'd have killed his ass for that.
Boop.
All right. Guess what happened the next day?
What, bro?
They didn't arrest him. They didn't lock him up. No, man. They invited him, gave him a military uniform and a gun, and sent him on out to the front line. And they said, since you know more, all right, turns out the president thought, hey, let him go and tackle the jihadists since he knows better than the military.
Wow.
Now, that's what you call a medical mission with a twist. Looks like our doctor got a new prescription. This time is camouflage and combat boots.
Wow.
Yeah. Moral of the story, folks, be careful what you diagnose. You might end up on the front line. Right? And that's for all you people out there running around talking about, man, shoot, I'd showed them cops what to do. But you all looking for ops in the black community to shoot. Wow. Let me get a hold of your ass. Boop. I'm going to put you down there in the front line against some of these white supremacists, and your first assignment, okay, is to find George Zimmerman.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Tell you something else about Burkina Faso. All right. Let me tell you about African economy and why so many African countries don't benefit from the resources in their own ground.
Right.
Because Western society, the Western empire, the United States, British, France, and whoever else that were there, Europe,
colonialists,
the colonialists, the colonizers, they do not buy or will not allow the Africans to sell refined products. Meaning they want the raw products so they can do the refining, which is where the money really is.
Right.
Okay. Burkina Faso, they said, okay, we're not doing that. We're not participating in that no more. So what they did was they launched the construction of the country's first refinery for gold. And they're a major source of gold. The refinery will have a production capacity of around 400 kilograms. That's 880 pounds of gold per day. The first 22-karat gold bars will lead a country in 11 months' time, said their leader. And said the refinery's managing company, Marina Gold. That project will create 100 direct jobs and 5,000 indirect jobs. So they're creating jobs. Not only that, they're boosting their economy. There's no longer any question of us taking our gold abroad for refining. We're stopping that. And we're inviting other countries that mine gold to come on over to us, and we'll refine it for you.
Well, you know what's getting ready to happen with that, right?
What was that?
It's getting ready to be a bomb, a war, or something, a fight, or something getting ready to go that way. They're not going to be able to do that. Something's going to happen.
Yeah, well, Burkina Faso is pretty smart. This leader they got, Touré, President Captain Ibrahim Touré, right?
Right.
What he did was he joined with his neighboring countries to form an economic security front.
Okay.
All right. So it ain't going to be too easy to go in and pull up on him and kill him. Okay. And he's encouraging erasing the borders between him and his allies. So you can come back and forth without all this cost for visas and travel restrictions and what have you. So this dude, he pretty sharp. All right. So, what he's going to do is he's going to make sure that, his economy is not sabotaged by European forces. All right? Now, if there's a country that's committed unspeakable atrocities in the world, It's the United States of America. They don't care. They don't care for human beings. 78 years ago, when Japan was retreating on all fronts,
Right.
they decided to drop the bomb in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the atomic bomb. They killed a lot of innocent people who are still suffering from the effects of those bombs. Those bombs were not aimed against the Japanese. They were actually aimed against the Soviet Union to say, this is the power we have.
They just were showing them, huh?
Yeah.
Showing them what we got.
And what we got.
Boom, you see that? Don't be playing with us.
That's right.
Oh, nah, that's
if
crazy.
you dare oppose us and what we do, this is what is going to happen to you, because they are so arrogant they decided to kill innocent people in Japan.
Wow.
Now, who the hell are they now to pretend to be the policemen of the world?
They killing people on their own soil. They killing American citizens like
You
nothing.
got that right.
Huh?
You
Come
got
on,
that
man.
right. How dare they? And that was a quote from Nelson Mandela when asked about, the security of the world
Right.
being led by the United States. Who the hell are they? The police the world. It's
Murderers.
30 murderers that they are.
Wow.
The hell out of here. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
Yeah, Dina, what's up? Hey, yo, Vaughn, I see you. Yo, Mike, what's good? Yeah, you know what it is. My boy Pat, you know what I'm saying, doing his thing, doing what he do, you know what I mean? Yeah.
All right.
Good morning, man.
Now, what's the young lady? I'm going back on there. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma.
All right.
Yeah, what's up?
The young lady that was murdered by the police in Kentucky.
I don't know. They murdered so many. I don't know.
We're gonna talk about that some more. Too.
Wow.
Oh my God, I can't believe this.
But you forgot her name?
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody help me out there. She was killed by the police. They made a run up in her house, in her apartment, and shot her.
Oh, Breonna Taylor.
There you go, my
Okay.
man on the case.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nsoromma, Breonna Taylor. Now, these cops were not prosecuted.
Are they ever?
No. And the thing is, in Kentucky, who blocked the prosecution of these police?
Who?
Oh, it was the former Attorney General,
Wow.
Daniel Cameron.
He black.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, he's straight up North.
When you're wrong, you're wrong. Nah, I mean, even what you call it when you kill somebody by mistake, and that charge is
manslaughter,
involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah.
I mean, they can at least get them kind of charges.
Yeah.
They let them off scot-free.
Scot-free.
Like that
Scot-free.
mistake don't.
Yeah.
You can make a mistake
Yeah.
that cost somebody life, right? And don't get no punishment, no repercussions,
Right.
nothing that.
And the thing is, the death of Breonna Taylor, I can't say that was a mistake.
Because they shot her 20 times or something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, not only that, right? But the area that she lived in was earmarked by developers, okay, for development upgrading.
Wow.
So the black people that lived there were in the way.
Right.
So what they did was the city and the police force, okay, and the city politicians and what have you, they deemed that area dangerous.
The get together crew.
Yeah. And they started sending the police around there harassing people.
Wow.
Okay. Part of the reason they ran up in Breonna Taylor's apartment with this no-knock warrant, and it was the wrong apartment allegedly, okay, was because they wanted them out. And they accused Breonna Taylor's boyfriend or somebody of having drugs delivered there from the post office. The post office denied that this ever happened.
Well, look at that, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Now, Daniel Cameron, okay, he said he took it to the grand jury, and the grand jury failed to indict. Okay. Well, you know what? You're full of crap. Because an attorney general or a prosecutor can get a grand jury to indict a ham sandwich for having too much mayonnaise and mustard on the same damn sandwich. Yeah. All right. And then this bastard, he ran for governor. He failed. And now he's going to lead a conservative group waging war on woke. Now, I'm going to show you his picture here.
So what's woke?
Oh, well, you know, if you're conscious or aware. And he's against that.
I thought it was an acronym. He's saying if you woke to whatever they doing,
yeah.
If you see me take this or steal this or kill them, you woke. You're going to get it too.
Yeah.
Come on, man, stop.
And look
no,
at the picture.
stop.
Look at the picture, Nsoromma. Okay, that's him and his wife. Okay, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Now, I showed Nsoromma that picture, and he's in an interracial marriage, and that's his business. Okay.
Wow.
Because allegedly, all right, love has no color. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I saw a sister say that she could not, in good conscience, knowing what white men have done to our people and to black women, she could not in good conscience marry a black man. She does not want to go before the ancestors and have the ancestors look at her and say, how could you? When her great-great-grandmother was raped by a slave master, an overseer, and the overseer's little bastard son, boop, who had his first sexual experience by raping. Now,
And you wonder why he a murderer now.
Yeah. You know.
Wow.
Now, on the other side, of course, is a black man marrying a white woman. Mm-hmm. And we know white women are responsible for Rosewood. We know white women are responsible for the Emmett Tills of the world, for lying and saying, oh, I got raped by a black man. And then the next thing you know, here come all these damn colonizers into our community with blatant murder. Mm-hmm. Now, after losing his race for Kentucky governor, Negro peeing Daniel Cameron is moving on to the most predictable career pivot possible for a black conservative. Yeah. He's waging a war on wokeness.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's been tapped to lead the 1792 Exchange, which is a nonprofit whose incredibly vague mission statement can be summed up as protecting businesses and nonprofits from woke corporations. What the hell does that mean?
Wow. So they telling you to stay dumb.
Yeah.
We need you to stay dumb.
Mm-hmm.
If you woke and you know how to say your ABCs and read and make your own decisions, that's too woke for us. We need you to be a little dumber. So take this Billy Club side of the head. Right. Boom. See if this hickey stop you from thinking.
One of the things that this 1792 Exchange group pushes is that they're protecting businesses and nonprofits from woke corporations. What does that mean? What it means is they're against DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. So what they're doing is they're going to stop affirmative action in employment. That's their goal. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Meaning any corporation that hires black people in a position of authority or in a well-paying job, they have to be scrutinized and see if they just did it because they were black. Okay, no black person gets hired just because they're black. That's white affirmative action. Don't get it mixed. White affirmative action hires mediocre to dumb people in positions where they have no goddamn business being in. All right, and then have a black person come in and train them to do the job, or basically do the job for them, and they get all the credit for it.
Man,
yeah,
wow,
yeah. And I know this goes on because I was a victim of that myself.
We all was a victim of that.
Oh yeah,
I was too, bro.
Yeah. When I first came out of the Air Force, one of the first places I worked Okay, was a DP&L.
Okay.
In the microfish division, basically created the microfish division. All right. And what they did was, after a few months, they brought in this young white guy. He was a couple of years older than me. I was 22, 23, whatever. Okay. And they had me train him. And then after they figured, you know,
he was smart enough.
Yeah.
And he knew a little bit of the job. But yeah. Mr. Gibbs, can you come in the office, please? Shut the door. Listen, we no longer need your services.
Oh, no, they wanted to keep my services.
Oh, they wanted to keep your services.
But now he's my supervisor.
You train him and now he's your supervisor.
But see, I'm not stupid. Okay? I was born yesterday, but I stayed up all night. And I was smart enough to see where this was going long before it happened.
Right.
So what I would do is I would teach him enough to get through the day. But I would never teach him enough to run the whole damn thing.
Right.
So when they came up with this plan to make him my supervisor, all right, it was 11:45, lunchtime. Lunchtime, I put on my coat, got my stuff together, and I walked. And I quit. I'll be damned. All right. Well, in 2 days, he's confused. He don't know what to do. He needs Mr. Gibbs in there to show him what the next step is. Nope, can't do it. So they called me and said, hey, we understand that you were upset. And what we need you to do is come on back in and we'll give you a little raise and what have you, and so we can keep this department going. Okay, I understand that, you know, a little raise and what have you. Am I the supervisor of the department? Oh, well, you know, he's in college and he's going to get a degree. So, you know, he's more, he's
susceptible.
He's more qualified for the position of supervisor. How the hell is he more qualified for the position of supervisor and you're calling me in because he don't know what the hell he's doing? Okay. No, can't do it. You better find somebody else for that position, you know. And I'm going down here and I'm collecting unemployment, even though I quit the job. And you can't collect unemployment when you quit the job, you know. But the unemployment office said,
you was forced to quit.
Yeah, you had no choice.
Right, yeah.
That's word, yeah. That's word. So,
like you're going to kill yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing we normally don't do. You don't normally see a black person kill themselves. That don't go together.
We're not real susceptible to suicide.
Right.
Not something that we actually, you know, get into. You know, WHGE 95.3 FM, the open eye.
Yo, Kenny, what's up? Vaughn, it's called Making Everything White. Hey, yo.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's up, Bessie? Hey, Tracy, I see you, sister.
Yeah. Hey, yo, when will it be the divided and conquered thing? When would that cease? You know what I'm saying? How can it cease? The only way it can cease is if everybody look at everybody equal. I stop calling you white, and you stop calling me black, and I call you by your name, Pat, and you call me by my name, Vic, and the racist, we gotta kill it ourselves. If that don't happen, it's always gonna be in effect. You know, it's crazy, man. We gotta do better as humans.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Nsoromma said we gotta do better as humans.
Oh yeah, man.
The only way to stop that divide and conquer is to do better as humans and to recognize each other's worth and what have you. You know, and to a great extent, I agree with that. But here's the thing.
What's the thing, bro? Because I know
you cannot appeal to the morals of people that ain't got no goddamn morals.
Boo! It ain't. Yeah. I don't think it's a moral thing. I think it's a mental thing. If you got a mental problem, right?
Which racism is.
If you got a mental problem, like my boy Miss Bob.
Okay.
He like, if the person handicapped, right, and you looking for them to do something, and then they don't do it, and you beat them up, or you punish them or whatever, who's the one that's in the wrong? You already know this person is handicapped and most likely can't do what it is you asking them to do.
Okay.
So, in turn, if they don't do what you ask them to do, do you punish them? Don't you supposed to give them a pass or something?
When they're not capable?
Right. I mean, they mentally challenged.
Yeah.
So no matter what the mental challenge is, if it's affecting their ability to accomplish what it is that you may ask them to do, which you already know that they can't do, who fault is that?
Well, I'm gonna say this.
What?
If that mental challenge is based on my oppression, the hell with you. I'm gonna beat the hell out of you every time I see you. You can go to hell. That's word. You're a sorry, sick ass. Can't get some treatment for this racism that you are supporting and supporting the downgrading of my people. The hell with you. That's word. Because this treatment is not taken. Okay? And when you got, you know what? When you got a horse with a broken leg and that leg can't be fixed, you shoot that ass.
I thought you supposed to still make them run with 3 legs. They got 3-legged dogs and horses and animals. Come on. They got animals with no back legs that got the wheels on them. Come on, Pat. You ain't going to help them.
Nope. Shoot that ass.
Put them down.
Put them down. Put them down. You know what? You know what? I'm going to tell you what. Okay? Men, people, sensible people, when they do something wrong, they get punished for it.
All right.
When you a beast and a dog and a low down son of a thing, we gotta put you down.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Now, one of the things that has been coming up in the news here is about Claudine Gay. Claudine Gay, who has stepped down as president of Harvard. And it was because of extreme conservative tactics, okay, that were upset that she was president of Harvard. They came up with all kind of crap to get her out of there. Finally, they came up with some BS that she plagiarized her dissertation when she became a PhD. Yeah, I didn't believe none of that. Okay, all right, and I tell you what.
They want one of their friends to fit the slot.
Okay.
That's what that be. You just said it.
Yeah.
You just said it with your job situation.
Yeah.
And that's the job. Hey, she on the job. I don't know if she got voted in, picked in, or whatever.
She was hired president of Harvard University.
And now they going, oh, she ain't talking right for us. We need...
Yeah. Well, what it is, they didn't want her in there to begin with. You know?
That's even worse.
And this dude, Rufo, notorious... Christopher Rufo, all right, who's a notorious racist, okay, okay, and you know he was the one that spearheaded getting her out of there because his greatest fear, you know, black women right now are the most educated group in the country, okay, which makes them very powerful. Actually, they've always been powerful, all right. But the idea that they're going to bring about diversity, equity, and inclusion in these white institutions just makes people like
hair stick up.
Oh man, yeah,
hair stick up on their arms.
Sick. Makes him sick to his stomach. He can't take that. All right. My thing is this. Okay. It was very interesting and for some people actually exciting to see Claudine Gay as president of Harvard, right? But I'm gonna tell you something, and this is something I learned because I was one of those people that was excited when Barack Obama was elected. Why the hell are we so excited about a black person running the white man's store?
Might be we might get something free, a discount or something. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, well, I tell you like this. All right, a great quote, Sister Tracy here.
Okay,
and it goes back to what you were saying earlier. All right, can we give these people a chance to get themselves together? Well, they had centuries to show empathy and morality. In 400 years, they have not solved the race problem. The hell make you think they're going to solve it now? Because this is who they are. See, they come from a society, a culture of lack And when you have a culture of lack and you have to compete to eat, you live in a place of fear. We come from a culture of abundance. Okay?
Right.
So we never actually feared hunger and oppression and this, that, and the other until we came in contact with these damn Europeans and these colonizers. Okay? But in our DNA, we still have a culture of abundance. That's why we can all get together and have a barbecue where everybody eats. And some people who didn't even bring nothing but some cups and plates still get to take home a plate because we come from a place of abundance. And that's our mindset. Their mindset, they come from a place of lack and fear and oppression. What do you think they did before they ran into black people? They killed each other.
So you saying it's in their DNA?
It's in their DNA.
Oh, that's terrible.
WHGE 95.3 FM.
Yaga.
The Open Eye.
Vaughn, do you hear your boy? Sherry. Yeah. Kenny, what's up? You know, ain't nothing doing what we do. This is what we do. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's in their DNA.
Yeah.
I'm saying we all can get along if, only if, we stop looking at it like that. But they force us not to be able to stop looking like that.
They can't stop.
They can't stop looking at it like that. And we already stopped looking at it like that. And we move on to the next phase of whatever. And we really keep it going. We don't let it stop us. And that's what makes us such a bad people. We are dope, you know, as people.
WHGE 95.3 FM. The Open Eye with Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma.
In the building. All right. Sister Tracy said it's epigenetics.
It's epigenetic.
Yeah. It's in them.
Oh, Sherry said, he ain't lying. It's in that DNA.
Hey.
I mean,
Yo, you ever have to call the cops?
did I ever have to call the cops? I usually do all my cop stuff myself. So, yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
When I car accident or something, and we needed to call the police to the scene. Yeah, I've called the cops.
Yeah. It's dangerous for us to call the cops.
I know. When they got
Weird
there,
ones, yeah. Go ahead.
when they got there, and the dude ran in back of me. Okay, it was a rear end accident. Why are you asking me for any of my information and trying to give me a ticket when I was in the front?
Ain't that something?
But you know, when they pull up and you see it's a white person that ran in back of you, and you the black person in the front, they always go to the person the white person and start asking the questions first. When I'm the one called you, my number is on there saying come here. Why you didn't come talk to me first? And that's what they always do.
That's what they do.
I mean,
now if you call the cops on another black person, all right, the cops show up with the attitude that, oh, these ninjas is cutting up again.
oh yeah, we can get both of these.
Yeah.
We can lock both of them up.
Yeah.
2 for 1 today, baby. Oh well, that's crazy.
And let me tell you what happened with Niani Finlayson.
Niani Finlayson.
Niani Finlayson.
Finlayson.
Yeah. All right. She was involved in a domestic dispute.
Right.
She called the cops. Police showed up and shot her seconds after her 911 call. She was the one that called the cops. She was having a problem with her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was abusing her in front of her 9-year-old child. When the cops came in, right, the first cop walks in. He sees what's going on. The female cop behind him hands him a taser. They felt they were in no danger, even though she had a knife. He put the taser away and pulled out his gun and shot her.
And I don't understand that either. Yeah. How do you have the right to use extremely lethal force when you have all these other gadgets on your belt that can disable a person, but you choose to go for the murder
Right away.
right away? I don't get that.
Because our skin color is seen as a weapon. The fact that we are black makes us criminal and dangerous. The footage from the encounter showed that Deputy Ty Shelton shot Niani Finlayson 4 times within roughly 3 seconds of getting in her house. Had that been a white woman, he'd have said, hey, wait a minute, put the knife down, let's calm down, you know. She had a knife. She had a knife because she was being attacked when you got there.
Right.
She was fending off the attacker.
And I still had it in my hand.
And she still had it in her hand. Her
Yeah.
9-year-old daughter was standing there.
Yeah.
Her attacker, her ex-boyfriend, turned to the cop and said, damn, why you shoot her? He was the one that caused it, and even he recognized the injustice that took place when this cop murdered that woman.
And you know what? He lucky he didn't get shot
He
for
did.
saying that.
Yeah.
You know?
Mhm.
I mean, it's crazy how they put these lunatics in these uniforms.
Yeah.
You know?
And this ain't the first time this son of a bitch did that.
Boop! It ain't the first time he did it, bro.
It ain't the first time that he shot somebody for nothing. Because that's why he shot her.
But America's government looks for that. They look for murderers and people that snaps. Because that's what he basically did. Came in there and snapped.
Yeah. It's a black person with a gun, with a knife. Kill her. Shot. Wah, wah.
Was he white?
You mean the cop?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
You know, and I understand what you're saying. You know, because, you know, as we often tell you, right? As long as they're in that uniform, don't get their pigmentation any consideration.
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
They all go through the same training.
Yeah. Her ex screamed, no, why did you shoot?
She had a knife, and she was getting ready to come at me and my partner.
He had a taser in one hand. The video footage shows that. Firearm in the other. All right?
But he chose lethal force, deadly force. Come on, man.
He chose deadly force, as they always do when it's us. It's dangerous for us to call for help from law enforcement. All right? Because they're going to show up, and if it's all black people involved, your skin makes you criminal.
Did you hear about the court that they doing a black court and a white court now somewhere?
Yeah, Montgomery.
Yeah, how is that possible? Now that is
Yeah.
totally injustice.
Oh, yeah.
You got a white court and a black court now, and white people only go to white courts,
Yeah.
and the black people go to the black courts.
Right.
And the police, well, there's not going to be nobody in the white courts because they don't mess with the white people.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I'm
see, what
saying?
they did was, okay, in Montgomery, which is a majority black city, okay, so they say, okay, wait a minute, we got some, you know, well-to-do white people here in Montgomery, and we can't just have everybody going to court with these black people. So what we'll do is we'll set up a situation where most of the white people that have to go to court are usually involved in some civil problems or what
Right.
have you, lawsuits and things of that nature.
We don't want them in the same court.
And we don't want them in the same court.
Yo, man.
Yeah.
We as American black people shouldn't allow that, period. You know what I'm saying?
Well, their city council or whatever came up with the idea and they went with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
how
so-
easy it is to do, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, I often tell you that any services, okay, that we as black people use, whether we try to use the police force to deal with law and disorder, or we have to go to the hospital. And I say to black women, all right, the medical field
Right.
is to black women what the police force is to black men. It's dangerous for you.
Wow.
Yeah. Representative Eddie Bernice Johnson, she died from medical negligence. That's what her attorney in the lawsuit alleges. At the back surgery, Johnson was left in her own feces, and it caused a lethal infection in her spine. And that killed her. All right. 89 years old. She passed away after getting an infection. and accused Dallas Rehabilitation Facility of neglect. No doubt. No doubt. Okay? And I'll tell you something, I have some family history on being neglected. My great-grandmother contracted the Spanish flu.
Okay.
In the 1920s. They wouldn't allow her in the black hospital and she died. I mean, they wouldn't allow her in the white hospital and she died. 48 years old. That was my great-grandmother.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So when you see me and I have a certain feeling about these colonizers and what have you, know that I have a history in my own family, like many of you do.
Right.
Of their oppression causing loss of life in my own family. Mm-hmm.
So, why you take it so personal? Because it is personal.
Because it is personal. It is personal, right?
And most of us do have personal situations like that.
Yeah.
The majority,
yeah.
You know.
We have personal situations like that. You know that some black people, I got this story from, I think it was from the LA Times, right? 72-year-old black man said he is mindful that he is a black man. And so what he does when he goes and has to deal with the medical facilities or whatever, all right, he dresses up to give them the idea that he's educated and will know what they're talking about. All right? You have many black people in California and probably across the country that adjust their appearance and behavior, even minimizing questions, all to reduce the chances of discrimination and bias in hospital, clinics, and the doctor's office.
And they can do all of that and they still be looked at like that because they don't care about which clothes you got on and stuff like that.
That's right. But we have to code switch.
Wow.
Our speech and our appearance to get proper medical attention.
That's terrible, man.
You know? That's just nuts. That's just nuts. And that's what we're putting up with. All right. We're coming around to the close of the show here, actually.
Sherry said code switching.
Yeah, code switching. Why us? I've asked you this before. Think. I'm almost reluctant to put this out there, but I will because most of us won't get it or believe it. The crazy thing is they get it. They understand it well, and they take pain and anguish to safeguard against it. The African American is the most abused, most wounded of all Africans throughout the system of global white supremacy. Of all African people, the African in America is the target for destruction. The African in America are also the most disconnected from the African continent, culture, and other African people throughout the world. And this is not by happenstance. Why is this? Because of all the Africans throughout the world, the African in America is the most dangerous. Because we are the most highly trained of any African in the world. The African American is trained in the art of war. Specifically in the techniques of the combined strike. That is the technique to strike from land, air, and sea. Do you know immediately after World War II, the African in America had the skills to produce the most dangerous air force on the planet, bar none? That's because of the Tuskegee Airmen. Make no mistake about it. This is not conjecture. This is not hyperbole. I'm not just boasting about it.
Right.
It can be stated without prejudice. The Tuskegee Airmen were the absolute best. The African American was not trained for his own benefit, but for the benefit of America. Right now, as of this writing, at this very moment, the day I wrote this, there are enough Africans discharged from the American military to go to Africa, train, and produce a modern military in every nation in Africa. This is why the African in America is set for destruction. Because if he ever weds his skill and training to the continent of Africa, the world would be a very different place.
Wow.
Global African supremacy. So, should the African in America become fully aware of this and who we really are in the world and become aware of our awesome power, the world will be a very different place. Fight that wokeness, Cameron. You Negro pen.
Boom. I thought you was going in on it.
Yeah. And as we always tell you on the Open Eye, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you and don't treat those as a priority.
Who treats you as an option.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma.
Thanks for joining us.
Yaga.
All right.
Yo, Ty, what's good? Sharing code switching. I see y'all be on it, yo. Y'all be on it, yo. But listen, it's our time. It go by fast. Hey, yo. Thanks y'all for tuning in and joining in on us. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all a lot for real. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, Mr. Gibbs.
Hey. Yes, indeed. Like I always tell you, the world would be a much different place if the African ruled. Global African supremacy. It's the only way. Peace.
Oh, yeah. And we streaming all platforms. Mr. Gibbs, Nsoromma. You know what I'm saying? Go get that. Go listen to that. You know, upgrade yourself. Yaga.
All right.